welcome to your mat. Welcome to Chakra Power Flow 45. My name is Hannah, and I'll be guiding you through your practice today. If you're following along on the recording, our playlist today is called Route 45 on my Spotify, hannah.banana.yoga. And for today's class, if you want to grab a little blanket, we're just going to use it more at the end, but you can also grab it right now just to sit up on, get a little more comfy. And then once you're settled, sitting up nice and tall, rolling the shoulders back and down away from the ears. And closing the eyes, start to settle in. For today's class, we'll be focusing on our root, Muladhara chakra. The first chakra in our 7 main energy centers, located at your base, your perineum. This also includes your feet, your bones. And the color associated with Muladhara is red. If you haven't already, you can begin to deepen your breath, sending it all the way down to your root. And on the exhale, releasing everything, letting it go. With every inhale, filling up, feeling the chest rise, the belly rise. And with every exhale, feeling the belly fall, the chest fall. Imagine releasing all the stale air from last night's sleep from your body. We can actually release up to 70% of the toxins we're holding on to just by our breath. So let go of anything no longer serving you. Our root forms our base needs, our family, our stability, and who we are at our core. I invite you to set an intention for your class, maybe something surrounding your root. Maybe asking the question, who am I? Beyond your labels, sister, mother, beyond your profession, your title, your standing in life. Who are you behind that? At your core, at your root. Who am I? And as you maybe begin to answer those questions, try not to hold on to them, not to pass judgment. Let them go with your next breath. Being here in this moment, feeling into your body and your breath, knowing that throughout this practice, you can modify whenever you need to modify and take rest whenever you need to take rest. We'll take an inhale together, reach our arms up towards the sky. And exhale, seal them into your heart space. And we'll prepare our space, body, mind, and spirit by beginning our practice with one round of Om. You're welcome to join me in chanting or just to feel into the vibration. We'll inhale to prepare and exhale to Om. Inhale. Feeling the sound resonating at your root. Maybe beginning to visualize the color red swirling around your pelvic floor, your base. And allowing your hands to gently rest on top of the knees. We'll start to make some big hip circles, leaning the chest forward, around and back. You can keep the eyes closed here. If you prefer, just open them slightly, keeping them soft. Gazing slightly off the tip of the nose. Nice big circles. You can imagine little roots growing out of all the points, touching the earth beneath you, growing deeper and deeper into the earth's core. Allowing your breath to open up through the hip joint, feeling into all those little crackles and pops. Take a few more in this direction. And then the next time you come through center, start to take the circles in the opposite way. Just noticing how one side may be different than the other. Good. Going as fast or as slow as is serving you this morning. Slowly begin to come back through center. We'll sit up tall just for a moment, and we're just going to switch the cross of our legs. Ooh, enjoying any little pops on the way. And then take your circles again once more. Noticing how just that switching of the cross changes so much in the body. If you haven't already, tapping into your Ujjayi breath, that sounded ocean breath we create by restricting the back of the throat, allowing this sound to fuel your practice. Good. A few more rounds in this direction, and then come on back through center and take those circles the other way. Beautiful. Few more rounds this way. Feeling connected to the body and the breath. And then slowly make your way back through center. Sitting up nice and tall. One more time. We'll inhale, reach the palms up overhead. And exhale, seal them into our heart. Inhale, reach the palms up. This time, exhale, bow forward. We're going to roll right over the toes and come into a child's pose. So you can keep your blanket on your mat, using it for support under the knees, taking them maybe wide this morning, bowing down to the earth and allowing your forehead to touch the mat, sitting your bum back towards your heels. And take 3 more breaths here. Again, feeling all points of the body touching the mat. Begin to imagine little roots growing down into the earth, supporting you, carrying you throughout your practice today, and then, of course, off your mat through the rest of your day, your week. At the end of your third breath, you can snake your body forward, come all the way down to the belly, and we'll meet in our Sphinx Pose, elbows underneath the shoulders, spread the fingers wide. Feet can be hip width apart or maybe as wide as your yoga mat. Feel the tops of the feet plant into the earth so much that the knees lift up off the ground. Now send your heart through that space between the shoulders as you gaze across at the horizon, keeping the chin parallel to the mat. Breathing here, starting to come into our first little back bend here. And now let's start to build this little fire right at our root, right at our perineum. We'll tuck under the toes, lift up the knees, and we'll come into our forearm plank. Woo, feeling that core turn on. You can keep the knees lowered if you prefer. Still getting that work in the core, lifting the belly off the mat. Or option to lift the knees completely up, gaze ahead of you, and we'll breathe and hold for 5. For 4, feeling that little shimmy shake. For 3. For 2. And 1. We're going to walk our toes towards our face, coming into our dolphin. Sending the bum up towards the sky. Knees can be as bent as they need to be. Getting a nice big stretch in the shoulders here. You can pedal out the feet gently if that feels okay. Trying to keep the breaths long and equanimous here. Deep belly breath. And then exhale, walking the feet back, coming into our forearm plank, holding here. Option to lower the knees. We'll breathe and hold for 5. Warming up the entire body for 4. For 3. For 2. And 1. Inhale, walk the toes back towards the face, coming into your dolphin. Once again, bum lift. Knees can be as bent as they need to be. Maybe play with bowing the head. Long breath here. Feeling the arms burn. It's okay. It's a good burn. Last round. Walk the feet back, coming into your forearm plank. Always the option for you to lower the knees. Still getting the work in the core. Zipping it up for 5. For 4. For 3. Can you smile? This is fun, right? For 2. And 1. Exhale, lower the belly. Let's come all the way down, bowing the chin to the chest, bringing the arms out to the sides like a cactus, goalpost arms. Chin can gently rest on the mat, or forehead can. Just maybe rock from side to side, releasing some of that. Ooh, yeah. Now we'll take an inhale, keeping those arms out like those goalposts. Inhale, lift them up, lift the belly. And then exhale, lift the feet. Let's zip them up together. So we're flying like a little locust airplane. Inhaling here. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the chest, lift the legs. Exhale, lower. Good. Really working on this core. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift it up. Let's hold this time. Fly the arms behind us. maybe you interlace the palms behind you. Can you lift a little bit higher, squeezing the legs together, breathing. Nice deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale, lower everything down. Hands can come underneath the forehead. Allow the toes to touch, heels to splay. Nice little release in the low back. And we'll take 3 breaths here. Feeling nice and warm now. And let's connect back with our root, our perineum. See if you can squeeze that special little place, like a little Kegel on the inhale. And then exhale, release the Kegel. 2 more. Inhale, tighten and squeeze. Really subtle movement. Exhale, release it. Last one. Inhale, tighten. Exhale, release. Good. So now we have that spot pinpointed, trying to keep our focus as we move through the flow. Hands come under the shoulders, tuck under the toes, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. If you've still got your blanket, maybe just toss it over to the side. We'll come back to that later. And from here, you can begin to pedal out the feet. Shake the head yes. Shake the head no. And then we'll begin to walk our hands back towards our feet. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, strong feet. Come all the way up, see the palms touch. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Good. Let's pause for a moment in our mountain pose. Feet can be hip width apart, or toes can touch, heels can splay, opening up our palms, gathering up all that energy swirling around us. Lifting up your all 10 toes, and then one by one setting them back down against the earth. Little bend in the knees. Can you stand up a little taller, shining the heart and lifting up through the crown? Calling attention back to your perineum, Muladhara chakra, your feet, your bones, your legs. Your survival needs, and who you are at your core. Tapping in. Noticing if there's anything blocking, any tension. See if you can release it just a little bit more. Good. Let's take an inhale, lift the palms up, lift the gaze. Exhale, hip hinge, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, walk the hands forward. Coming into our high plank, we'll lower the knees, take a little chaturanga push-up. Inhale, elbows come 90 degrees. Lift it up, high plank. Exhale, tuck under the toes, coming to high plank, lifted knees, and then full chaturanga push-up. Coming back to high plank. And now you can lower the knees or not. We'll take a chaturanga. Exhale. Inhale, lift the chest coming into your back bend, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Holding here, breathing, little bend in the elbows. Thighs lifted up off the mat, pressing the tops of the feet down. Rooting down through your base knuckle, fingers are spread wide. Good, one more inhale. Exhale, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog, 3 breaths. 1. 2. And 3. Inhale, sweep the right leg up high. Exhale, step it between the palms, lower your back knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up, low lunge. Always the option to keep the hands rested on that bent knee. Reaching up nice and tall, lift the gaze. Maybe you see the palms touch. Maybe you let them fall open. Imagine holding on to a giant beach ball. Inhaling here. Exhaling. Plant the palms. We're going to step our left foot forward to meet our right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step back with the right toes, lower the knee, low lunge. Inhale, sweep the palm. Noticing one side different from the other, trying to keep the shoulders relaxed here. Good. Breathing and creating space in the body. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, plant them down. This time we'll step our left toes back to meet our right, high plank. Inhale, we lean the weight a little forward. Exhale, chaturanga push-up. Woo, yeah. Inhaling here. And then exhale, full chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, roll over the toes, hips fly up and back, downward facing dog. Let's take a cleansing breath here. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Walking the hands back towards the feet. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Come all the way up. See the palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Again, inhale, lift the palms, lift the gaze. Exhale, hip hinge, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, walk the hands forward, coming into our high plank. We can all lower the knees here. Take your chaturanga push-up. Hug those elbows in. Inhale, lift it up. Tuck under the toes, full high plank. Exhale, push-up. You can do it. Good. Now we'll take our full chaturanga, exhaling lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Feeling that heat, feeling that fire. Inhale, sweep the left toes high. Exhale, step them between the feet. We're going to pivot on our back foot. Inhale, come on up, warrior one this time. Hips are square to the front of the mat. Back leg is on and strong. Left knee over left ankle. Gazing ahead at the horizon, or maybe planting the palms together and gazing up towards the thumbs. Good. Breathing here. Can you sink a little deeper into that front knee? Feeling your strength, your stability. Feeling into your personal power and who you are at your core. One more inhale. Straighten the front leg. Exhale, pivot on the feet. We're going to turn to face the back of the mat. Warrior one, other side. Playing with your perception. Gazing behind you. Well, ahead of you, but at the back of your mat. Breathing here. Feeling all four corners of your feet press into the earth. Extra weight into the blades of the feet. Good. Inhale. Open up the arms. Turn your hips to the side. Coming into our warrior two, facing backwards. Heel toeing that back foot to create a little more space if you need to widen your stance. Then bring your attention to your shoulders. Notice if you can squeeze them down your back body. Keeping the arms strong, gazing over front middle finger. Sinking a little deeper into that right knee. Trying not to lean the body too forward. Not to lean the body too far back. Squaring off our shoulders over top of our hips. Yeah, nice. Gazing over that front middle finger. Starting to feel that little burn in our legs. That's okay. Good. Inhale. We're going to pivot on our feet, straightening that front leg. Turn to face the front of the mat. Warrior two, other side. Little switcheroo, trying to keep the arms strong if you can. Gazing over that front left middle finger this time. Breathing once again. Good. Take an inhale, straighten that front leg. We're going to windmill the hands down underneath the shoulders. Take a little bend into that left foot. We're going to take some bunny hops, handstand preparation here. So hopping off your bent foot, keeping one leg straight. See if you can come into your jackknife handstand just for fun. If you don't even want to try, you can just take little bunny hops with your both feet. Imagine one day getting your hips right over top of your shoulders. Rooting down through the hands this time. Maybe one side is a little easier than the other. Try bouncing with the opposite foot. Feeling that heat. Maybe you can hold in your handstand. Maybe not. When you're ready, we'll all hop, step, jump, or float back. Exhaling through our chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Woo, yeah, let's take another cleansing breath together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Inhaling, sweeping the right toes up high. Exhale, stepping them between the palms. Pivot on that back foot. Inhale, come on up, warrior one. Right knee over right ankle, back leg on and strong. Hips are square. Come back to the breath. Beautiful. Let's all press our palms together, gaze up towards the thumbs. Take an inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, pivot on the feet. Once again, turn to face the back of the mat. See if you can land in your warrior without looking down. Little challenge. You need to gaze down to set up your alignment. Go right ahead. And then come right back into your warrior two. Good. Breathing here. Core is on and strong. Feeling that little fire. Good. You can release the hands. This time we're going to pivot to turn to face sideways on the mat. Feet stay wide, toes point outwards, heels point in. We're going to sink down into our goddess pose. Hands can rest gently on top of the thighs. Maybe add a little sway. Moving to the music if it calls you, or just moving to the sound of your own breath. Option to bring hands to heart. Keeping the sway or not. Can you sink a little deeper? Weight is in the blades of the feet. Lifting up through the crown, up through the heart, maybe opening up the arms into those goalposts, those cactus arms. And again, finding stillness, or maybe you want to add a little sway today. Ooh, the swaying is a little more difficult. Feeling into all those little muscles in the hips. We'll all find our goddess pose static now. Sink a little bit deeper. Spread your fingers wide. Tap into your inner fire. And then on an inhale, we'll straighten the arms, straighten the legs, lift it up. Exhale, we'll sink. Good. Inhale, lift and reach. Exhale, sink it down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, sink, and we'll hold here. Hands can come down to the hips, and we'll just dip our right shoulder towards our left knee. Little twist. Take a few breaths here. Inhale, come back through center. And then dip your left shoulder over towards your right knee. Good. Inhale, center. One more time each side. Exhale, dip the shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, last side. Inhale through center. Bring our hands to our heart. One more moment here in our goddess pose. Feeling your legs maybe on fire. I know mine are. Breathing here. We'll inhale, straighten everything back up, lift it towards the sky. Exhale, just sink the hands to your heart, and we'll turn our toes inwards now, preparing for our forward fold. Hands come to hips. Inhale, lift the chest, and then exhale, lead with your heart as you forward fold. Hands can come underneath the shoulders. Maybe you line up the heels of your hands with the heels of your feet. And if tripod headstand is in your practice, maybe you bow the top of your head all the way to your mat. And with as much grace and ease as possible, maybe you lift all the way up into your tripod headstand if it's in your practice. And if it's not, no worries. Breathing space in your forward fold. You've got 5 breaths. Good, really good. Long, deep breaths here. And at the end of your 5th breath, if you're up, gracefully, mindfully, make your way back down into your forward fold. And then when you're ready, no rush to get there. We'll all inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bring our hands to our hips. And inhale, come all the way up to stand. Heel toe your feet in a little bit closer. Keep those toes pointed outward. We're going to take our little yogi elevator all the way down. Hands come to our heart. And exhale, sink down into your Malasana yogi squat. Good. If you need to roll up that blanket underneath your heels here, you can. Or if you need to be more lifted on your tippy toes, no worries. Pressing your hands into each other. Come back to that root energy, your Muladhara. Maybe closing the eyes. Noticing if any color has come up for you. Maybe you're seeing that red orb circling around your roots. Good. And then from here, you can come all the way down to your bum, or if you're comfortable, you can just hang out here, grab for your blanket, and we're going to take it out as wide as our knees. We're going to come into our frog pose. So you could also roll up the sides of your mat if you need that extra cushion, or if you don't have a blanket. Just taking your time to get yourself nice and set up here, because we're going to hold it for quite a few breaths. And another thing you could grab, I should have mentioned earlier, if you have one handy, a pillow or a bolster. And we're going to make our way down onto our knees. Open up the legs, so our ankles are going to come parallel with the knees. And you can stay lifted here just like this. Or you can begin to walk your hands forward, coming down onto your forearms, your block, your pillow, your blanket. And maybe you stay. Again, we're going to hold for quite a few breaths. So if gravity begins to lower you down, that's wonderful. If not, that's okay. Be where you are today. It's okay if your belly touches and you have a little back bend in your back, no worries. And this can become quite intense. So try and stay with your breath. Maybe bowing the head or closing the eyes on top of stacked fists. Feeling your chest rise and fall with every inhalation and exhalation. Feeling connected to the earth beneath you. That which connects us all. And maybe come back to that intention you set for yourself at the beginning of class. Or come back to that question of who am I? Without attachment and without judgment. Finding that feeling of who you are at your core. Stay with it. Few more breaths here. Trying to find some comfort in the discomfort. Use your breath. Let's take 3 more of our deepest breaths yet. At the end of your 3rd breath, you can begin to make your way out of the pose. Try and do this very gently. I like to bring my whole belly forward. So I come all the way down to lay on my belly as I send my head and chest forward. Oh, yeah. Release those legs to the back of the mat. You can pitter patter the feet. That feels good. Ooh, yeah, that's an intense one. So gently, gently make your way. We'll roll onto our back body here. However you can get there. And I like to draw my knees into my chest and just give a little rock from side to side, letting all that tension we created go, release. And then coming back through center, we'll open up the arms into our cactus once more, or you can take them out wide to a T. As you inhale, draw the knees a little closer to the chest. And then exhale, allow them to fall over to the right as you gaze over to the left. Nice twist. If you want to take it deeper and you know a variation, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, just closing the eyes and allow your breath to travel up and down the spine. Releasing through the hips, through the back body. Deep belly breaths here. Come back to your Ujjayi breath if you've lost it. And then on your next inhale, bring your gaze back through center. Bring the knees back through center, exhaling here. Inhale, draw the knees in towards the chest. And exhale, allow them to fall over to the left, gaze over right shoulder. Once again, closing the eyes. They weren't already. Beautiful. Inhale, drawing the knees back to center. Give yourself a little hug, rolling up through head, neck, and shoulders, thanking your body and your breath for supporting you today, for rolling out your mat, for who you are at your core. And exhale, release. Allow the feet together to touch, knees to splay open like a diamond. And you can grab for opposite elbows overhead, hands overhead, landing in our Supta Baddha Konasana just for a few moments. Visualizing all points of the body connected to the earth as those little roots growing down deeper, deeper into the earth, twisting and turning, imagining them growing closer and closer towards the earth's core, growing deeper, but also outward across the earth, connecting with our fellow yogis in class today, connecting with your family, your friends, connecting with all the other roots of all the other trees in the wild forests and jungles, feeling supported and feeling grounded, knowing that we are all connected, all are one. You're welcome to stay exactly as you are, or if you'd like, opening up the legs, coming into your preferred variation of Shavasana, releasing the hands below the hips, allowing the feet to splay as wide or wider than your yoga mat, tucking your shoulder blades underneath you, maybe lifting up the tailbone and rooting it back down beneath you. Eyes are gently closed as you allow the tongue to fall off the roof of the mouth. Notice if you can become 10% more comfortable. Getting out any last little wiggles. And then finally landing here in your final Shavasana. I'm going to leave you here and I encourage you to stay as long as you are able. If you're following along, the playlist should give you about 8 to 10 more minutes to fully envelop and fall deep into your final resting pose. I'm going to steal our class here and end the recording, but please stay as long as you can. Thank you so much for joining me today and exploring the power of your root chakra. May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be filled with love. Thank you.